my final comment. Earlier, we started this show off talking about the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute and them rescinding the award from Angela Davis. Today, 3 of their board members resigned. I dare say any board member of the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute who actually voted to rescind that award, they should resign because they embarrass the legacy of Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, somebody who Angela Davis knew and went to high school with his daughter. The reason I say that is because for you to sit here and bow down to pressure when you're recognizing a daughter of Birmingham, somebody who has been on the front lines of human rights, just because you disagree with them calling for a boycott of Israel, that simply isn't enough. And then to put out a deceitful statement stating that on further review of her record that she did not meet the criteria of the award. First and foremost, I went to your website. You don't have the criteria of the award on your website. You haven't even released that criteria. Second of all, you have yet to even say why the award was being rescinded. What that says to me is that you were bowing down to pressure. What that says is that there clearly had to be some Jewish donors to the museum who said, if you don't rescind the award, we are not going to cut you a check. Well, sometimes there are some folks who checks you don't need. And in the case here, you actually have done more harm to the legacy of the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute than you actually did any good, because not only did you cancel the award, you canceled the gala that went along with it. Maybe the lesson here is that for the folks sitting on the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute, that you might need to go back to your roots. You might need to go back as to the people who you were so-called honoring with this particular institute, the folks who were fighting for human rights, the people who were fighting for labor rights, people who were fighting for dignity. That's really what is missing here. But no, what you actually have is a bunch of corporate shills who are sitting on a board, who made it look real good on their resume, and they were supporting black people in civil rights. And now what you've decided to do is actually diss somebody who should have been honored years ago. But see, you didn't do this to Harry Belafonte. You didn't do it to Danny Glover. You didn't do it to the other folks who have been critical of Israel. And this notion that somehow Israel can't be critiqued is nonsense. Any nation can be critiqued. In fact, I recall that the fact that Israel was supplying weapons to South Africa regime during apartheid. What does that actually say about Israel when it comes to black people? Now, this is not a commentary about Israel, but what it is about is the integrity of honoring people, especially black folks, who've been putting it on the front lines for years. See, I can remember when Andrew Young was fired as UN ambassador because he had a secret meeting with the Palestinians. He was trying to broker peace in the Middle East, but there are those who said, no, we don't want that. And so President Jimmy Carter had to release him. I remember when Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. was highly criticized because of his comments about Palestinians when he ran for president in 1984 and 1988. The reality is that this here, Palestinians and folks who are Jewish in Israel deserve respect, deserve a place to live in peace. But it is nonsense to somehow say that because you disagree with the policies of a country, that you can't even be honored in your hometown. I really hope on February 16th, they have a jam-packed event where they have 2 and 3 times the number of people who normally attend the Civil Rights Institute's gala. I really hope it's 2,000 and 3,000. I hope young people turn out for the conversation with Angela Davis. I hope older folks turn out. And I hope the people there also use that event to rekindle the spirit of Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, a black man who did not bow down to any bigot there in Birmingham. What is the lesson here? I keep telling y'all. You got to fund your own freedom, because when somebody else is paying for your freedom, then they control what you do. They control what you say. They control who you honor. Now, whether they are Jewish, whether they are white, whether they are black, the bottom line is here. Sometimes you got to have the courage to tell people, hell no, we disagree respectfully. That's what the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute should have said, and they didn't. And now they've made their jobs a hell of a lot harder because they chose to be hard-headed. I say, Lesson learned. You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.